Hello and welcome.
Guys, let's go.
Whoa, my anxiety is spiking. Do you recognize that? This is our world. This is the world we live and work in. The noise is pretty much a constant, right? So how do we market into that? How do we help people focus, find clarity? Today's consumers don't want more. We're tired. We have decision fatigue. We want signal. We want relevance, precision. We want ease, convenience, and personalization. It's time to calm the chaos. Chronic anxiety has become our cultural baseline. We're feeling overstimulated, distracted, and frankly disconnected. Consider this. Many of our younger consumers have never known a world without a smartphone or the internet. They're always online, always scrolling and consuming at a pace that we've never seen before. But why all the scrolling? The why is where we can shape our opportunity, because the constant consumption is often about seeking connection, seeking calm. Wellness isn't just a trend. Wellness has become a massive $5 trillion global industry. Peace of mind has quite literally become something that people are willing to invest in. We're seeing a powerful collision of consumerism with health and wellness. People expect healthcare to have the same convenience, personalization, and intuitive, intelligent experience that they get with things like retail. This profound transformation that we're seeing, especially with Gen Z, brings both opportunity and, yes, some unique risks for brands. It's not just technology or social media that's creating this feeling of anxiety. Financial well-being is a significant stressor, adding another emotional wrinkle to every purchase decision consumers are making. So let's go back to our opening scene. That overwhelming wall of sound and sight, it's not just background noise, it's what we're competing with every second of every day, both for our customers and for ourselves, to make space, to think about our work. Unfortunately, the platforms and tactics we use as marketers are adding to the chaos that consumers are feeling. So if we don't like it, let's change it. It is time to reimagine how we work, redefine how we generate ideas, and scale our creativity. Rethink how we collaborate across teams and with our clients. Let's meet the consumer where they are, and more importantly, where they're going. It's time to calm the chaos. Take a moment to think of 3 emotions. Let them just pop into your head or jot them down if that helps. So for me, I think about happiness and anger and probably sadness, thanks to the movie Inside Out. Maybe the same 3 that you thought of. Researcher Brené Brown has shown that most of us can only really identify those 3 emotions as we're feeling them: happiness, sadness, and anger. Think about that for a moment. We might speak upwards of 20,000 words a day, but when it comes to expressing our feelings, many of us are speaking like, well, toddlers. So, let me share a personal example. And, if I tear up, we will embrace that emotion as progress. But like maybe many of you, I just sent my daughter to college. And, when she was a baby, her crying meant she was tired, she was hungry or bored. I would put her to bed or feed her or entertain her. It was pretty easy in reflection. She was happy, sad, or angry most of the time. But as she grew older, that simple formula no longer works, right? Her vocabulary, her life, Her interactions with the world become just much more sophisticated. Her emotions become more complex. Emotion drives behavior, action or inaction. And what we need is a deeper understanding and a richer vocabulary for these emotions, beyond happy, sad, or angry. And just to say it, though I'm sure I don't need to in this crowd, but fear is never the answer. Consumers may comply short term if you use fear to manipulate behaviors, but they won't integrate those actions into trust. Fear-driven campaigns belong in the archives, responsible for the negative context of the Mad Men era advertising. Creating fear contributes to that chaos. It's time for new mental models, ones that are both virtuous and business relevant, to empower people to build healthier and happier lives. We have to acknowledge a range of emotions. And when we talk about these emotions, it's time to dig deeper. Think of anxiety and excitement. They feel the same in our bodies, but they come with very different behaviors and actions. Or stress compared to overwhelm, worry versus dread. The language that we use shapes our emotional awareness. When we understand what a person feels and we name that emotion, we connect more authentically. So for brands, in a world brimming with noise, those who embrace emotional nuance and complexity in context will be the ones who set a new standard for marketing. So sometimes the poison is the cure, right? While the platforms and tactics that marketers currently use can add to that chaos, technology is also how we can calm the chaos. Look, some of you know I am not so secretly a geek at heart. To me, technology is the how that enables a company, even an industry, to achieve its why. Technology should empower consumers to confidently make better, more informed decisions about their health, wellness, and happiness. This is where I know AI will open a new future. We're talking about the ability to deliver a personalized, individualized, resonant message to one individual based on a very precise context that they're experiencing. And then scaling that same impactful experience to thousands, even millions of unique individuals, all in a fraction of the time it would take humans to do so, if they even could. And let's add more accurately, more consistently. By combining emotional nuance with storytelling through technology and leveraging AI as a true co-architect, our messaging becomes more effective and more human. That's how we build more authentic experiences for consumers, connecting them to brands that they trust. I came across a phrase years ago that really stuck with me. The CMO is the Chief Meaning Officer. Brand strategist Idris Moody perfectly captures something so profound with this phrase. To him, the role of marketing isn't just about driving awareness or conversions. It's about, something far more impactful. Marketing's role is to make meaning. In a world of noise, people are searching for clarity and emotional resonance. We don't need to shout louder. Our job is to listen smarter, to truly connect with authentic human emotion and to craft stories that carry real meaning. Before we dive into how to make that happen, let's do something a little unusual for a keynote and experience our own meaningful moment. My dad was a high school creative writing teacher, and he always said, you have to show, not tell. So let's pause and just take one meaningful moment. So everyone, wherever you are, close your eyes, put your feet on the floor, hands in your laps or at your side, and take a breath in through your nose, out through your mouth. One more time. Inhale. And exhale. Now open your eyes. That pause, that feeling, that's the space we're here to create. That tiny sense of groundedness, that's what consumers want too. Not more noise, not more ads, not more content, just more meaning. That's our goal. This is the feeling you want your own audience to have when your brand's message cuts through the noise and calms the chaos. So, with a calm mind, what are you thinking about? What comes to the forefront of your thoughts? I've told you a few things about myself in this keynote already, my tech background, my family, and maybe it is apparent, but I care a lot about mental health. All of this makes me, me. I'm not just a persona, and I don't fit neatly into demographic boxes. I am a whole human with likes and interests and hobbies, skills, emotions, preferences, and experiences that are dynamic, shifting, very rarely static. Understanding that we are whole humans is how we make consumer moments more meaningful. This approach treats every person as a unique individual who takes on different roles throughout the day, throughout their lifetime. We don't shut off any of these parts at a given time. It's not like when I'm a mother, I stay only in that box. And I don't emerge out of that box and step into another one to be a CEO or another one when I practice yoga. No, I'm a mother, a wife, a CEO, a yoga instructor, a dog lover, a not ashamed reality TV watcher, and everything in between all the time. There's only one me, and there's only one of you, and there's only one of each of your customers. Yet, there are literally millions of brands, all competing for your individual attention. Odds don't feel stacked in your favor, right? So to make sure your brand's message cuts through the noise, we need to evolve how we approach our work, especially in the age of AI. I'd like to talk a little bit about green threads. Patterns that you see as themes woven through experiences. Let's take a look at 3 distinct green threads that lead us to whole human marketing. First, becoming an AI agency. AI elevates our uniquely human skills. Embracing infinite individualism. We break down traditional demographics, B2B, B2C, B to blah, blah, blah. Delivering experiences along a contextual spectrum. We're moving beyond omni-channel to meet consumers where they are in a given moment. The bottom line is AI is transforming industries in profound ways. Marketing is really no exception, and AI is not an initiative. It is a paradigm shift. Fully embracing this paradigm shift means incorporating AI into all of the parts of your business. The current agency model is, I think, at a tipping point. And our traditional ways of working won't keep up in an AI world. AI is fundamentally changing how we come up with ideas, how teams connect, and how creativity scales. At Merge, we believe AI elevates our uniquely human skills, empathy, emotional nuance, and storytelling. It doesn't take our jobs. We view AI as a co-architect. It is a valuable team member. Human-assisted AI puts the person in the driver's seat. So if humans drive the value, AI cuts through the noise for us. And as an example of this, the team adjusts its demand plans weeks earlier than usual because AI now created lead gen campaigns 10 times faster. Humans shape the story, but AI expands the possibilities. So what's an example of that? How about The team has time to infuse emotional detail and connect the dots during a campaign concept review because they gave AI the task of creating interactive storyboards. Humans define the hypothesis, AI runs the experiments. The team can tackle tougher problems because with smarter questions, AI can synthesize, analyze, and deliver more. This human-assisted AI approach allows us to hyper-personalize, reach an audience of one at the scale of the infinite. We call this hyper-personalization at scale infinite individualism. It's where the science of data meets the soul of human connection. We see the whole human, the one unique person. If AI is the engine of infinite individualism, then data is really its foundation. To empower consumers, we must appreciate our data-rich world. Connecting data responsibly and ethically, prioritizing data quality. Good news for library scientists who've been waiting for their day, it is here. In healthcare, imagine bringing clinical records together with behavioral cues and health information that someone self-reports from maybe, let's say, an Oura Ring. We now have a more precise and complete view of this one person, right? This is when chief meaning officers see meaningful results, not just open click rates, but with this level of detail handled responsibly, brands can build trust, and that trust builds loyalty. Ultimately, by empowering the health and wellness consumer this way, we also drive better health outcomes. So knowing a person with this granularity is one thing, but being able to deliver the precise message they need exactly when and how they need it is another. So let's see what this actually looks like.
This is Maya. She's a 35-year-old Black female who lives in Dallas and is CMO of a wellness brand. She wants to buy a new watch. Let's see which marketing messages cut through the noise. Before her family wakes up, Maya joins a virtual yoga class. When class ends, she skips the generic ad and clicks on the one that fits. After getting her daughter off to school, Maya powers through meetings with her favorite work mode playlist. At home, Maya cooks dinner with her daughter. She asks Google for music and pulls up healthy recipes on her tablet. After a long bedtime battle with her daughter, Maya collapses on the couch with her partner. Together, they scroll through social media looking at parenting tips, quick weeknight recipes, and dreamy vacations. She clicks on an ad that gets her current mood and situation. These aren't different people, they're all the same Maya. As her role shifts, so do her needs. With AI, brands adapt in real time, adjusting to Maya's context, her different roles, moods, and mindsets. A brand's job is to know all of Maya, not just the part of her that's interested in a specific product or service. We help consumers feel seen, heard, and understood, no matter where they are. Every time a brand meets Maya in her moment, she feels seen, and that builds trust, the metric that matters most.
An individual consumer changes roles throughout the day, like Maya, right? They move through moments and emotions. They interact with different devices. Their context is shifting constantly. Think about yourself. It's up to us to respond with relevance along a spectrum. There is no one path or one journey a person is going to take. It's a bit like the Marvel multiverse, right? There's an entire ecosystem of possible paths that they can take. So we have to stop trying to use marketing to extract a consumer's attention and instead be ready to provide the right value when the consumer's attention is available. We're at an exciting moment where we have the technology, the data, and the signals to make this happen. Dynamic content deployed in unlimited variations, all dependent on the consumer's specific journey. Remember that moment of zen we all had a few minutes earlier after our breathing exercise? That's what your consumers feel when you deliver a whole human marketing experience. They also feel validated ecstatic, content, relieved, joyful, not just happy in that moment. The noise of our lives, whether it's day-to-day stuff or major health challenges, can be deafening and overwhelming. And each of you, each brand, has something that will enrich a person's life. That's why we need to move beyond traditional marketing to create meaningful experiences that cut through that noise and calm the chaos.